My name is Agnes. I am originally from Ghana. In Canada, a lot of people call me Agnes, but I'll tell you my name. I am so privileged to be celebrating this year's Black History Month with all of you. I come from a country and a culture that celebrates every aspect of our lives. So it was so nice for me to come to Canada to see that this is a country where our heroes are celebrated, including our Black men and women who first settled in this part of the world. My hope and my belief is that maybe one day in 50 years to come, my story will also be celebrated in the books. Thanks to the internet that we have currently, my story and my history is not that strange as it used to be, let's say, 100 years ago. Now the internet can bring us so close to other cultures that we have not heard or ever seen. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about the culture that I came from and what it means to me. Ghana is a multicultural country, and what it means is that there are different kinds of groups that come together to form the country and the population that lives in Ghana. What we call ethnic groups. In my country, we call it tribes. So I come from one of the tribes in Ghana called the Akan tribe, and I speak the Akan language. Every tribe in Ghana has their own distinct language. So I speak one of the languages in Ghana. I think there are about 150 different dialects being spoken by these different tribes. In my Akan culture, what I want to be remembered with is how we celebrate human lives. So I will talk a little bit about the rite of passage. The rite of passage is how our community celebrates human life from birth to death. The word rite is spelled R-I-T-E-S, rite. So in my country, if a child is born, he or she is celebrated, and that is what we call the naming ceremony. During the naming ceremony, the child is given a name. So like I said, in Canada, a lot of you call me Agnes. My real name is Yaa, Y-A-A. And how I came by that name is in my culture and in the tribe I come from. Any human being who is born in a day, and that day becomes that person's name. So in my country, there are 7 names because we have 7 days, right? So the girls have 7 names, and so you come with your name because you were born in a particular day. So I was born on Thursday. So my name is Yaa. All girls born in Ghana from my tribe are called Yaa. So imagine if my mother has 3 girls born on the same day, they normally add pet names or what we call pre-names to it so that we can distinguish between all the Yaas in the family. So I can be Yaa Ketewa or Yaa Penny. Ketewa means small, Penny means big. So Yaa, big Yaa, or small Yaa, or something like that. So they find a way to distinguish between all the Yaas. If you are born on Saturday, you are called Ama. So if all the girls are born on Saturday, they find a way to give a pet name attached to it. I have a daughter called Yaa. Because I am also called Yaa, I call her Obaya, which means Lady Yaa. So that when we go back to Ghana, they will know the difference between my name and my daughter's name. Some people call me Yaa's mama. Obaya Mami. That means Obaya's mother. They find a way to distinguish it, so there's no confusion. And the boys also have their names. For example, if a boy is born on Saturday, he's called Kwame. Thursday, Yao. We will get to that. So it is one of the things that distinguish us from other tribes in Ghana. I said one of the things that I want to be remembered with is the way I celebrate my tribe's culture. And the things that I want to talk about again is our rite of passage. And what it means is that when a child is born, that child is celebrated. That is naming ceremony. After the child grown to become an adolescent, we celebrate the child, and that we call the puberty rites. In my culture, we celebrate the girls. We get the girls ready and set them up with money and everything that they need to be able to usher them into adulthood. Our third rite is marriage rites. That is, after you become matured adults, you get married and our community celebrates you. And one other last rite that we perform is the birth rites. After the human being has been born, being ushered into adulthood, married and made babies and taking good care of them for them to be grown adults, responsible members of the community. When that person dies, we celebrate that person, and that is what we call the funeral rites. So I said in my country, one of the things that I have taken so dear to my heart is how we celebrate our human life, the four rites of passage. How do we do this? We do it like the way I am dressed. So anytime any of this rite is being performed, we put up a show. I call it dress up. We are a fan of so many things that we put on. Today you see me wearing a typical example of how a woman would dress to some of these ceremonies. For example, if my daughter is having a baby, have had a baby, and we are going to have the ceremony, I would dress like this. Or if I am a girl who has been ushered into the puberty rite, or who is being ushered into adulthood, I can dress like this. Or if I am a woman who is going to be married, I can also dress like this. And this cloth is called kente. It is very common in Ghana. Every tribe in Ghana have their own edition. This is very common to the Ashanti or the Akan tribe where I come from. The beads are also one of the accessories, and the gold that we wear also signifies that we are celebrating. One other thing that we also do, which I really want to talk about, is our music. It is part of our culture. So when all these rites are being celebrated, we play music and we dance. Thankfully, I love to do that. So I am going to share the way we play our music. Before I sing the song and play the music with all these musical instruments that you see behind me, for example, we have a musical instrument here called the shaker. The shaker is made of the gourd plant. The gourd is like the pumpkin. There are two types of the gourd that we have. One grows on vine and the other grows on trees. And when it matures, they process it and then they put these beads. They are not really beads. They are seed of a certain grass that grow in a swampy area. And you can make good music out of it. You can also make music out of this. It's a bell. It is made by the ironsmith. So they really hit the metal and then they fashion it in a way that makes very beautiful. We call it a bell, but in my country we call it deuro. And I can make so many sounds out of it. Say, good. So I'm going to play some of these instruments and I'll show you some of the songs I sing. One of my fun things I do when I teach is that I make music with the names of the kids that are in my program. I say that we have to stop celebrating heroes of yesteryears. Enough of Cinderella's, enough of Snow White. they have had their time. The children in our program, we have to bring them into our music. How do you feel if you hear somebody singing with your name? I see the spark of light in the faces of the children that I teach whenever I put their name in my music. So I make a lot of silly music. So I'm going to sing the songs, most of the songs that you know, and I'm also going to sing some of the songs in my local language. And that is the way I want to celebrate this year's Black History Month. I hope you will enjoy my music. See you soon. So you see, I am completely dressed up in my traditional attire. Okay, so like I said, in my culture, we can make music with anything. Like we can make music with different instruments depending on the occasion. So for example, I have the gourd I talk about, we call it calabash. So this calabash, if you put it in water, it makes very beautiful music. Or you can just use the calabash and a stick and it can make different sound for you. But the best way you can find the sound is when you put this in water and you keep hitting the bomb here. You can also make music with the gourd I talked to you about. So the gourd is mixed with, this is a seed of a plant, and it is threaded and then put on it, and it makes very, very beautiful music. I talk about the bell. The bell here can also make different sounds, and when we are making the music, we can make different sounds. I'm going to sing with one of these, and we have drums. Drums make different sounds depending on the size and depending on how you maneuver your hands when you are playing it. There's this funny drum here. This drum, the sound it makes depends on how you move your arms up and down whilst you are playing it. So for example, like this. Good. So I'm going to sing some of my silly songs with my drum here. I've been playing this drum for a long time, so it looks like that's what I want to play with. So let's see. I think there's a song you guys know, and I want to play that. Dora, you used to sing that song. Tuwe tuwe memuna tuwe tuwe, tuwe tuwe memuna tuwe tuwe, baba amada wada tuwe tuwe, baba amada wada tuwe tuwe memuna tuwe tuwe, tuwe tuwe memuna tuwe tuwe, baba amada wada tuwe tuwe, baba amada wada. Hey memuna tuwe, hey memuna tuwe, hey memuna tuwe. And sometimes when I'm teaching, I normally want to sing with the names of the kids in my program. So I don't know your names, but I think I can do something. So for example, like Baba Black Sheep, or the Wheels on the Bus, or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, I think this okay, so yeah. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle Twinkle Little Dinah, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle Twinkle Little Bra. So I put their names in it just so they can feel belong, and they'll feel part of it. There's a song that we normally like. This very instrument, it's an accompaniment. So we don't normally play only that. For example, if Obaya is here with me, then Obaya will play the shaker and Ama will play the bell, and then I'll be playing the calabash. And like, like the sound of the different instruments, when it comes together, it forms a very beautiful harmony. And that is how we play our music. And it depends on the occasion. I told you about the rites. If we are having a birthday, which is our naming ceremony, if we are having a marriage ceremony or a funeral ceremony, it depends on the mood and the occasion. We add all these instruments to make beautiful music. So I'm going to sing one of the silly songs that I sing, and then I'll play. We call it shaker, and it is made that, like I said, it's made of abacus and then the guac. So it goes like this. It's in my language, so it's like all day hankity, all the virgin hankity, all day hankity, all the virgin hankity, all day hankity, all the virgin hankity, all day hankity, all the hankity. And then there's a song, I think a lot of groups in this city sing it. It's from Ghana, and it's like Seni wadi dende, 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 ama seni wadi dende, ama seni wadi dende. So like I said, we can make a lot of sounds, and all these different sounds come together and we make music with them. And that's how I normally want to celebrate our Black History Month, with telling stories and playing some of our silly music. I hope one day I'll get a chance to come to your school and we'll do it big time. Thank you.